Okay, this is a video to show you how you would test your hardware and other settings using the user interface of Race Coordinator. Um, this would be a more technical way of doing it rather than, say, testing things through starting a race and seeing if things are happening in a race or if sensors are tripping during a race. This is where a technician would go to verify that all the hardware is working and things are interacting the way they should. So what you need to do is you click on Track Setup, Expert Track Setup. Make sure there's a dot next to Arduino. Click on Configure. Now after clicking on Configure, you got to make sure that you have a green connection light. And in this case, it's COM5 that I'm using, and COM5 is if it's not highlighted, you double click it so it's highlighted, and when you double click it, you should have a green connection icon. Without this green connection icon, you're going to get protocol errors, which is just a fancy way of saying that there is not a connection between the race software windows and the hardware, or from the hardware to Windows, the race software, or some one of those three things is having an issue. It's not always related to hardware, and it's not always related to race software. But this is just to show you how to make sure things are at least how to check them, how a technician would check them anyway. So if you got the green connection light, that's good. We'll take a look at the digital setup here. This happens to be for a 2-lane with the pit zone, segment sensors, and per lane call buttons. Now, if you want to test the sensors, you just simply cover them up and you will see the icon changes green. If you uncover them, they go back to red. We suggest covering them up with a thick piece of cardboard or one of the cars. Sometimes your finger will work, but if you have IR lighting, the IR can actually pass through your finger and cause it not to trigger. So something solid, place something solid over the sensors, and you should see them change state. Now for the call button, you would simply press the call button a couple times to make sure that you're getting a connection from the call button. And when you press the call button, you'll see it change state from green to red and back to green again. Some icons will stay green. Most icons start out as red, and then when they change to green, and when they're not being tested, they go back to red. In this case, my segment sensors are not hooked up, so you're not seeing them change state, but if they were hooked up, you'd also see those change state. Now, for analog setup, you also have some relays here. To trigger the relays, you double click the icon, and you should be able to hear the relay tripping on and off. And as long as each relay is tripping on and off, it's working. And in this case, we also have a heat leader set up, so as the race continues, whoever's leading, an LED will light up over their lane to indicate if lane 1 is leading or lane 2 is leading. Again, that's something that you would verify in a race mode rather than in this tech mode here. And that's basically it. You should not have to change any settings. If for some reason you've changed settings, they will not stick unless you click accept, and after you click accept, you have to click update. This update icon here. If you made changes by accident, just don't click accept or update. If you made changes deliberately, you have to click accept and update for those changes to stick. So that's basically it. That's how you test your components in the tech area of Race Coordinator, the user interface area of Race Coordinator. And it's a quick, easy way to verify, do I have a connection? Are the different hardware components that are connected to RC functioning through clicking the icons next to each icon, or testing the sensors individually or as a group. So I hope this is helpful. It's definitely easier to use than tripping laps and running races and trying to sort all that out while in a race mode. It's a very convenient way to verify that race coordinator and the hardware are seeing each other and getting along just fine. Thank you for your time, and I'm sure this will help you quite a bit if you want to do some verifying on your own. It's also required if you're getting protocol errors to go into the Arduino setup and make sure that you have the green connection. Without this green connection and the COM port being highlighted to give you that green connection, you will get protocol errors. And the way to correct that is to select the COM port and so that you have a green connection icon. After you get that green connection, click accept, click update, and you're good to go. You should be able to go into race mode and pick any of the races that you want or races that you create and have everything working correctly. Thank you for your time.